Hey everyone. Today we're taking a look at Her Majesty SPIFFING. It is a little indie puzzle game. Came out. It's not. I don't remember how long. It's not been that long. It's been within the last year. It was a Kickstarter game. I woke up yesterday to discover that my girlfriend had picked it up. And so I was like, well, we'll do something a little different today. Take a little break from Styx. I don't know if it will play it again when I actually hit the new game. There was the opening scene for it. But it basically set up part of the idea of this game. So after all things that have happened recently, England's government has felt very divided from the rest of the world. So Queen Elizabeth has decided that she is going to help rebuild the British Empire, but this time we're going out into space to do it. Everything's very kind of, as Mike from Outside Xbox put it, it's the most British thing he's ever seen, and for the fact that he's British, that's kind of a big thing. There's all kinds of references in the game to other games. The achievements are, really easy from everything I've seen. So this will be a good one. It's only, from everything I've seen, 2.5 hours long, so we'll probably get through this in one sitting. Unless I just do really bad, in which case it'll probably be 2. It looked like a lot of fun. There's a lot of jokes in it. The Billy Goat Entertainment, who made this, come out of Ireland. I'm not sure if this is we're just, this is, a nice little comedy thing, all that stuff, or if they're being a little kind of, poking a little fun at the Brits. But, don't know, don't care. Yeah, we're going to go through and take a look at this, so let's go to new game and start this up. In the wake of political developments during the summer of 2016 and the events that followed, Britain found itself increasingly isolated from global society. Frustrated by the demise of the once great nation, Her Majesty the Queen concluded that the elected representatives at Westminster, as our Parliament returning the United Kingdom to an autocratic government, improvements were immediate and widespread. However, ever the pragmatist, Her Majesty concluded that given the complications Britain was facing returning to a power on Earth, it was most likely in the stars. Okay, went by a little fast to read. It says, yes, we're British astronauts being sent out to try and find places for Britain to colonize and take for the Empire. And they're not the greatest astronauts. At least one of them definitely isn't. Imperialese too. I love the car look on the front of it.
Here we are, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Space, the final frontier. I am Captain Frank Lee English, and these are the voyages of the starship HMSS Imperialize. Our mission? To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Rousing stuff, Captain English, sir.
I really think so. I was afraid it would sound a little bit cliched. The last thing I'd want would be for anyone listening to think that was going to be representative of the quality of all our dialogue throughout this entire voyage.
Perhaps it's best not to heighten expectations too early on, boyo.
Yes, Jones. A healthy dose of self-deprecation should neutralize the mildly xenophobic nature of the mission we've been tasked with by Her Majesty, Queen of Great Britain and of the Commonwealth realms.
Yeah, so long as we can avoid resorting to trite nationalistic jokes, we should be fine.
Yes, I absolutely
So it looks like they're very aware of
well, I'm past.
what they're
Who's
involved
for tea?
in.
Jones, as your commanding officer, I'm ordering you to go make me a cup of tea. 2 sugars. And go easy on the milk. I'll need it for my Weetabix in the morning.
I don't think they provided us with milk, boyo. Just the powdered stuff.
Curse this lack of lactation. Very well. You stay here at the controls, Jones, while I navigate to the ship's kitchen facilities to acquire a refreshing beverage. The walk will give me the chance to familiarize myself with the intuitive navigation system.
Can you grab us a cup too?
I feel compelled to say an authoritative yet non-committal perhaps in this circumstance, Jones. It would be an appropriate reason to practice using the inventory system, yet I fear that such a magnanimous gesture may erode the command hierarchy aboard this vessel. I'll be on my way now, just as soon as I choose to exit this chair.
Yes, they're very aware that they're in a video game.
I appear to have activated some sort of context-sensitive... Oh. I appear to have activated some sort of context-sensitive menu. I should select the appropriate option, illustrated by these exquisite icons.
The humble tray table.
I appear to have activated some sort of I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to talk to the furniture just yet.
Nothing there. Let's exit the cockpit.
Now, to find the kitchen. If memory serves me correct, it's just down this corridor, beyond the fourth wall.
Well, now, here's our ship. Let's examine.
It's an informative map displaying the many... Now, let's see.
Let's see. Okay, this is the upper deck, the bridge, corridor we're in, sitting room, kitchen, crew cabin. Let's check out the sitting room. Bedrooms, not necessary. Oh yeah, easy game achievement here. One you can miss. Let's see, annex to run. So I guess it's called working up a sweat.
Best stop before I start to lose my gains, brah.
Guess gotta try it a little longer, so let's give it. I'm sure maybe it's a solid minute. Don't know, and there's so much like old technology mixed in here. Oh, there we go. It did it automatically.
Best stop before I start to lose my gains, brah.
Okay. The computer.
There appears to be something stuck in the drive.
Let's see.
Gosh, no matter how many times I keep clicking on things, this drive won't become unblocked. I'll have to think of cutting-edge 20th century tech.
Oh yeah, fourth wall, and it's very, very much broken. Let's see.
Presumably the manufacturer opted for shards of metal as opposed to goose down.
So there's nothing here, huh? Well, no point sitting here. Oh. Xbox controller. Like,
Of course,
original
it lacks
Xbox.
the precision of a mouse and keyboard.
But we'll need that. Let's see. There's King Henry. Let's go to the kitchen. This is, of course, very reminiscent of Alien Isolation. Take Alex mug.
It's Alan's mug, isn't it?
Press the Y button. Okay, that will take my mug.
It's for my Rosie Lee. Sorry, Cockney crockery. I am
toaster.
feeling rather peckish.
Oh,
你個死英國佬，我鎖開你隻手咯
I think that'd be that's a very angry toaster.
Free when I get back to Old Blighty.
Washing
Mild
liquid.
green washing up liquid.
Let's look inside the fridge. Ah,
Why?
cheese.
It's packed to the rafters with mild English cheddar. Plenty to share. Best leave some
more?
space for alternative dairy produce.
Ah, okay. Coffee. 11 left 6, select the use inventory item. When selected, release a... Okay, yeah, it's just teaching me how to use Gertie. Let's see. Ah, stirring it.
It really takes the misery out of making tea.
Okay, so now that was Alad's mug. We need my mug. There's references to a bunch of different games, TV shows, you name it. Especially anything mildly British.
Of course, the downside of having a sentient being responsible for making the tea is that every so often it forgets how much milk to add.
Okay, let's take a look. Inconspicuous door. Oh. Very angry vacuum cleaner.
Surely
Danger
you can't be
vacuum.
serious.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Instead of like going out into vacuum like an airlock, it's just an actual vacuum cleaner. Is there anything in this? Nope. Okay, so let's go take out the tea, his tea. Gravity simulator.
The animators rather we leave it on. Less things to move.
So it's like I've seen a couple little bits of this as I've been, online watch stuff. I've not seen full playthrough, so I know a few things here and there, but I don't know everything. So it's gonna be interesting to.
I can't use these two together.
Okay.
Best stow this for now.
Ah. Safety instructions. This could be
I
handy.
would do well to study these closely in case of an emergency, like we're stranded immobile in space.
Let's examine.
I'll have to take a closer look at these safety instructions for peace of puzzle. I mean mind. Peace of mind. I would do well to study these
Notable
closely in case of an
evacuation. Let's
emergency,
see. Fire.
like we're stranded immobile in
Emergency vector
space.
art. Implicit illustration. Alliteration. Oxygen. These are like, basic like airplane instructions. It looks like you're trying to solve this puzzle.
Why? The humble paperclip. A staple of any adventure gamer's inventory.
Yep. Don't show me this tip again. Achievement. Locate the paperclip.
No doubt you'll soon be broken and forced into a situation you'll find uncomfortable. The story of many a man.
Sit down. And everything's about to go
of
wrong.
making that tea, boyo?
Awfully sorry for the delay.
Never mind, boyo. How did you manage to carry it in there without spilling any?
Well, I've just been very careful. Ever since that whole Deepwater Horizon incident.
I don't really have anywhere to set this. You won't take over the controls from it until I finish. Wouldn't want to spill anything over these expensive electronics.
Ha, but of course. Why, if such a thing were to happen, we'd have a real puzzle on our hands.
Yes, the game is like incredibly aware of itself. Let's see. Fly the ship while Sub-Lieutenant Jones takes his tea break.
Just go easy. Keep it steady.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Right stick to move, hands to interact.
Okay, right.
Flight safe mode disabled.
Didn't expect that.
Primary starboard fuel cell Jettisoned. Life support systems offline. Commencing cabin depressurization.
Oh, no.
Opening rear cargo doors.
Oh, so we shouldn't have done
Venting
that.
reserve oxygen supply.
This is going badly.
Daisy.
Holy cow!
Yep, cow in space. How, we don't know. Uh-oh.
Ah! Look what you've done! I told you to keep it steady.
Yes, wasn't panicking about anything
Good
else.
heavens! What a waste of perfectly good tea.
I think we should be more concerned about the irreparable damage done to the ship's steering system. Both problems, by the way, are your fault.
Look, obviously, the controls weren't calibrated to account for my superior strength. They were more sensitive than a pubescent poet. Regardless, we'll have plenty of time to argue about this now that we're stranded. Unless, of course, we can replace the controls with something else.
When you say we,
I mean the royal we. I'll sort this out. Don't move. I don't want you dribbling on anything else. Honestly, you're worse than the elderly.
Let's see.
I'm afraid I've nothing useful to hand.
This one we need the Xbox controller, but I believe we need to find batteries. Even though the original Xbox controller never
Here,
used batteries.
plug this in. See if it works.
that isn't going to be much use without batteries, boyo.
What? Aren't they included?
And remove a superfluous hurdle present simply to prolong a problem you've long since figured out? When is that ever the case?
So now we gotta figure out where batteries are. Okay, still nothing to observe there. Let's check this way. Hatch. That leads downstairs, but we haven't... There's one place up here we still haven't checked, and that was the bedroom, which maybe there's some batteries there. Oh, yeah. TV. Let's look at the telescope.
Now, what do we have here? Ah!
I believe this is an achievement. Yep. Crushing a football player. Leg breaker.
It
hardly
specifically
enough.
says no rustling.
Okay, then. In this one, we've got to find the screwdriver first. Oh,
Odd.
there's batteries.
Appears to be stuck. With great power comes great responsibility.
I don't think this is what they meant. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but somehow they've managed to put hinges on both sides of the door. Let's see if there's anything over here. Oh. Rubber gloves. We'll need them later.
Alan's dainty hand. I've a bit more girth.
Let's see. Cat litter.
Without the right tools for the job, I'm not risking it.
Of course, big question is...
Massively, the ultra-absorbent litter goes somewhere to mask the odor. Somewhere. Not all the way.
Though, I don't think there is an actual cat.
I'm prone to stage fright with an audience.
Although, that's got to be a Red Dwarf reference. Oh, I need to go to my inventory. I need to combine a couple things. Let's combine this with the controller. So now the controller has batteries. Been a while since I watched Red Dwarf. Ever since BBC pulled it off of like Netflix and Hulu. I need to pick up the series at some point. If you haven't checked it out, it's fantastic. It's irreverent in all the right ways. Absolutely ridiculous,
Have you found
but
something to
great
replace
fun.
the controls you...
Here, plug this in. See if it works.
And it's still going today, which is kind of funny.
No joy, boyo.
What? Isn't it supposed to be plug and play?
No, boyo. You'll have to install the drivers first.
Well, can't you
Always
just
drivers.
download them in here?
The Wi-Fi can't reach this part of the ship. Try getting online in one of the other rooms. See if you can download the drivers onto something and bring it here.
I suppose you'll just be
That's
sitting
where the
here in
computer
the
comes
meantime.
into play.
That's how the genre works, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, well, it's probably a tedious puzzle to fix it.
Install a driver to activate the controller in the cockpit. Okay. Let's go back to the sitting room. Okay, so try the computer again.
Now, to download this driver, I just need to connect to the internet first.
Yes, the fact they're on dial-up.
Bingo! Found it!
There's the drivers.
Very odd. It won't let me save onto the disk.
So we'll eject the disk and then cover part of the secret.
There appears to be something stuck in the drive.
Yes, they're using a floppy drive.
Cutting edge 20th century tech. Gosh, no matter how many times I keep clicking on things, this drive won't become unblocked. I'll have to think of something else.
So I guess I would need something. The paper clip. Force eject.
Let's see
manual
if prodding
eject.
this around fixes anything.
There we go.
Aha! I can't seem to save onto it for some reason.
Yes. For a lot of people, this is going to be.
I can't seem to save onto it for some reason. I
Okay.
can't seem
Go
to
examine.
save onto it for some reason.
Now, for those of you old enough, or yeah, I should say young enough, who've never experienced a floppy disk, of course, this is the way we used to save everything. I've probably still got some of these laying around somewhere. And they worked, in a lot of ways. You could easily just move files and everything, except for one little thing. That little knob right there controlled whether it was a read-only disk. Now we've changed that. It's unlocked. We should be able to save onto it.
Fantastic. Now to quickly copy this driver.
Hours later. Or sometime later. It can only hold 1.44 megabytes. We used to think that was a fair amount.
Whoa! Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh, is that the
Fell
time?
asleep.
It'll be starting to get dark outside. Best check up on Allard and see if he's dried off.
It's space. It's always dark. So we'll take the disk back. Now that we've got the drivers.
It's remarkable how much information can be stored on something so compact.
Oh, what little does he know? Now, this is an
3.5
achievement.
inches.
This is another missable achievement.
It's compact, but still large enough to grip.
So we'll switch it back to read-only. Yep, one can never be too careful. Sure, no one can erase the driver. Get this back to Alad, and we should be able to get control of the ship.
That leads
whoops.
into the cockpit. Sub-Lieutenant
Yes.
Jones. Allard, wake up.
Oh,
Wake up,
yeah.
Allard. Oh, this is useless. He'll be out for hours unless I can think of another way to wake him up.
And I believe this is where the coffee comes in.
What's going on? What are you playing at, boyo?
And
I'm
now I
sorry.
want to watch Red Dwarf.
I don't know
all
what came over me.
Bad.
It felt like someone else was in control of my inhibitions.
Just give me the driver
believe
so we
you've
can
done that.
GTFO.
GTFO.
Get things functioning and online. You need to swat up in your acronyms. FFS. For
I
future
don't think
scenarios.
that's what GTFO usually means. So we'll equip the disc, give it to Alad.
Here, install this, and we should be underway again.
You could have used my USB pen, you know.
What? Is that another one of your acronyms I'm supposed to know?
What? Universal Serial Bus?
Ha! Serial bus. I know you're just making that one up.
Well, boyo, I've got some good news and some bad news. Which one do you want first?
Well, always the good
I'll
news.
take the opportunity to indulge in a fleeting moment of comfort and reassurance prior to being crippled with anxiety and fear.
Alright, boyo. Well, the good news is the drivers are installed. The bad news is that one of us is going to have to descend into the dark depths of the ship to perform the emergency systems reset procedure.
You mean turn everything off and on again?
Exactly, boyo.
Presumably I'll be the one doing the legwork, as usual.
Yep.
Well, if you want, we could make it seem like you had a choice in the matter. Here, we'll flip for it. Heads or tails?
Tails? Tails. Doesn't matter. I don't actually get a
Tails
choice.
never fails.
It's heads.
Blast. I can't help but feel that somehow that was always going to happen.
What fates impose that men must needs abide, it boots not to resist both wind and tide.
Gosh, the writing on this voyage just stepped up a level. That was borderline Shakespeare.
I think it was.
Aye, borderline.
Right, I'm off.
So now we gotta go down into the lower decks and reset the computer. Let's see. Let's go down the hatch.
I haven't been up here long, and already I think I've started to lose muscle density.
Yes, he seems very sure of himself. Oh. Can't quite fit.
On a more positive note, it would appear my bone density has remained unaffected.
So we need something to lubricate it, which we'll use the soap.
Triple action. Removes grease, fights odors, preserves one's dignity while attempting to squeeze through a narrow opening. The holy trinity of... If you want a job done around here, you've got to do it yourself.
That just it worked. It worked.
Once that
like,
did
super
smell like a
easily.
spring breeze, it did chafe a turd. I think I'd better go carb
another
free.
achievement, what a thrill.
Blighty.
Use the ladder like a boss. Okay. So, as said, the gloves are too small to fit me, but with the air compressor, we should be able to make it a little bit bigger, which will help us immensely. And there we go.
I'm sure this will come in. Wait for it. Handy, eh?
Okay, can't use that computer. Let's make our way down here. Let's go to the lab.
It's part of the laboratory equipment the biologist we were supposed to have on board brought. I'm not sure what happened to him. No one's seen him for weeks.
That would explain
Not to
why
worry.
no one's
I'm
seen
sure
him.
he'll turn up.
Question is, how'd he get in there?
Gosh, it's full of the blighters.
Yes, in fact, it's a crane game full of frogs.
It doesn't appear to be working.
Take the record.
There's a warmth that you simply don't get with digital. Especially if you burn the sleeve as well.
Bicycle. Ah. Okay. Nothing's happening because there's no record on it. So let's put the record back. Whoop. I want to select this. See if it has an effect on these guys. little too fast. No real effect. Let's see. What's this? Box? Property of Schrödinger.
Schrödinger.
Let's take a look at the box.
The box is sealed shut. Why, it would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside. I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to...
Can't talk to it yet.
The box is sealed shut. Why, it would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside.
Ah, here's another achievement. Yes, saving with a typewriter. As you can see, I was at 35%
Integrate the
completion.
environment. Replacement ribbons are a real biohazard.
It's Master of Unlocking achievements. I like for, you know, afterward it played like the Resident Evil style save music. Okay, there's where I need to go. Engineering. Of course, a bunch of English royalty all over the walls. Emergency Brexit. Self-destruct switch. I'm not going to comment on any of that. Let's see. There's the gate. It's electrified.
As I said to the boys on our rugby tour of the Netherlands back in '87, I'm not touching that without adequate protection.
And that's where the gloves come in.
As I said to the boys on our...
Wrong one. Basic rubber gloves should not work in this case.
Ah!
Jurassic Park reference.
Voila! That should significantly reduce the risk of death by electrocution. Always a comforting reassurance.
Power switch.
This should do the trick. No, that's...
Don't know who she was.
Right. Oops, I'm ever so clumsy. Ah well, no harm done. Let's check back with Alan and see if that's sorted everything.
Was
Oh, yeah, it's starting to get
a
me.
screwdriver around.
Guess not. We made that mistake once before.
For some reason I thought there was. Wasn't in the lab. Maybe it was in here. I swore there was a screwdriver around. Oh, wait. I think I remember now. Oh, there's a jetpack. Oh, man. Pretty sure it was in a toolbox. Can't remember if it was in that room. We'll go back here. I have to make my way back up the ladder anyway, so. No toolbox. Ah, there it is.
It's a precision-engineered German motorized screwdriver.
Save me having to come back down here. Get back upstairs. Find Alad. probably saw it there briefly, but
Ah, I see Allard's activated the autopilot and skived off.
Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer the more natural look.
and of course that's very most definitely a reference to Mass Effect and ED.
Surely, the writers could try and plagiarize a wider variety of sources. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met. I'm Frank, but please, call me Captain English.
Welcome.
Captain English.
How may I be of assistance?
How do you think the mission is
So,
going?
how's everything going? Are we on track to be finished by tea?
ETA to waypoint, Tango Echo Alpha, calculating. Calculating. Cannot define. Please refer to string length idiom for more details.
So, how long have you been an autopilot?
Calculating. Calculating. Error. You do not have permission to access this data.
Of course, you don't ask that question anyway.
I don't suppose there's a Mr. Autopilot, perchance?
Compiler error. Incompatible types. Access denied.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't been in space long enough to be that desperate, I don't think. But
I think I'll
could
log
be wrong.
off.
It is now safe to be removed.
I see the autopilot's working, unlike Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Well, he is working, but I believe he's here in the sitting room. Yep.
If I do that, I'll have to go on a... Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
What is it you're tinkering with there, Jones? That isn't our reconnaissance rover you're disassembling, is it?
Well, but, funny story. While you were downstairs attending to that very complicated, laborious task, flicking that switch on and off, I've been running a variety of pre-mission calibration tests on the Beagle 2-2.
I presume that's why the floor's covered with bits of toy Hot Wheels track.
Firstly, the fact that this modular vehicular pathway simulation system happens to be mass-produced and branded as a children's toy is irrelevant. And secondly, yes.
Well,
That's all well and good, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. However, if I recall correctly, we were specifically advised that the Beagle 2-2 tended to function significantly better when its complicated array of electronics and mechanical components were positioned inside its aluminium housing.
Look, I just have to make a few minor repairs. During a centrifugal force resistance simulation, the rover proved exceedingly resistant.
So it flew off the loop bit.
That would be a valid interpretation of events, yes.
Sounds like I'm going to be required to go on some kind of scavenger hunt. What do you need?
To get the rover going again?
For the time being, that's all I feel I'm obligated to offer, yes.
I think the rigorous nature of the, test may have burned out the main motor.
I see. So, I'll have to find something to create some sort of electromagnet that'll revolve when a current is passed through it. I'll have to fashion a pulley system of sorts to drive power to the wheels. Something with a taut elastic band should do the trick, like an
He's
alluring
overthinking this a little
undergarment.
bit.
Oh, if I was to remove the elastic...
Alternatively, but you could just always grab me a spare. We've got a cupboard full of them.
I don't suppose you noticed anything out of the ordinary earlier when I was performing that emergency systems reset procedure. Specifically immediately once the power came back on.
No. Why, should I have?
Well, I don't know. Probably not. Forget I mentioned it.
see what he has to say
Who's
about
driving the
autopilot.
boat?
Nobody. We're tied. I turned the autopilot on.
She was only installed a week ago and already her standards are slipping. Be sure to put your toys away when you're done.
Don't need a kitchen. This is where the screwdriver will come into play. Said there was that one door that had 2 sets of hinges on it. We can
Right.
now open.
I'll have this open in a jiffy.
How they did it, I don't know. So let's open this up.
Aha! That's what I'm after. Splendid.
See.
That was very straightforward.
She's behind you.
However, I can't help but feel if I had my time again, I'd do something different. Oh well, best get this to Alad.
I feel like crushing some more soccer players. There's our new motor.
They said I don't give you anything, Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
An unhealthy reliance on migraine medication already proves that, but...
Now get this mess cleared up and put the Beagle 2-2 back together.
For the last
Oh,
time,
practice.
the left stick
Move
moves
the
it
left stick
forward and
controller
back.
over speed,
The
right
right
stick
stick turns
steer.
it left and right.
LB switches modes between
By
drive and
Jove,
crawl.
it works!
In 600,000 yards, your destination will be on the right. You've reached your destination.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones, we've arrived. The new world. Quickly, break
Okay,
open a
there's
container
our-
of property of
our
ER2
claw.
flags and prepare a landing party.
As much as I'd love to jump onto the surface and soak up the radioactive atmosphere of this uncharted, most likely fatally hazardous planet, I think it may be an idea to send the Beagle 2-2 down first, just to get a feel for the place.
I've considered your suggestion, Sub-Lieutenant Jones, and have made the executive decision to send the Beagle 2-2 down for a quick recce, prior to making our own triumphant descent. The extra time will allow us to properly consider which 19th century member of the aristocracy to name this place after.
Launching probe.
Okay, we need to explore the planet's surface. Oh, and the Beagle 2-2's already out of commission.
Blast! The motor was a dud. Probably made by a Brummie or someone else from the north.
I wouldn't say Birmingham's in the north.
Anywhere above Enfield's north as far as I'm concerned, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Well, we'll have to go down and salvage the rover. It'll look very embarrassing if we lose another one of these. Set us down.
Yes, and I'm sure several of the anybody from over in the UK area will probably get a lot of references that miss. So now we're on the planet.
All right, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Where have we landed?
We've landed on an uncharted rock structure, somewhere outside the range of what was previously understood to be the limit of human interstellar travel.
I see. So, Sub-Lieutenant Jones, what exactly do we know about this place?
Well, it's an uncharted rock structure, somewhere outside the range of what was previously understood to be the limit of human interstellar travel.
I see. I don't suppose you could enlighten the audience with anything a little more specific.
Yes,
Look,
please.
I'm called Aled Jones, probably the most generic, stereotypical Welsh name in existence. It's clear that whoever's writing this hasn't bothered doing a terrible amount of research. I wouldn't count on anything specific.
How will we go about finding the location of the Beagle 2-2? Presumably we have some kind of app for that.
I'm afraid not. We could download one. Only costs 69p.
69 pence? Not bad when it's free. Right, the plan is we head out, walk around aimlessly, look at a load of stuff eliciting a series of wry remarks, then start clicking everywhere until something happens.
I linger in the background and provide a series of hints if you feel things are a little too vexing.
Why break tradition, eh, Sub-Lieutenant Jones? Let's go!
Something here.
No doubt filled with epic loot. Reinforcements have arrived.
What's in here? Ah, binoculars.
Cheers, bud.
Hey, I wanted those. It's a rock.
It's a rock. This is one of those situations where you're stuck between a rock and, well, more rocks.
There's an achievement for finding all the rocks. Oh, there's another one.
It's another rock.
If there's anything back this way. Ah, another rock.
There are a lot of rocks. Her Majesty's spaceship Imperial Eyes. As beautiful as she is subtle.
I wouldn't call it subtle. It's definitely not subtle. Okay, can't go any further back. Let's see. Let's see what Alad's found.
Look, boyo, over there,
Where?
by that rock.
Would it trouble you immensely to use another point of reference, Sub-Lieutenant Jones?
Fine, boyo, by that gorilla.
Good grief! That's the second biggest monkey I've ever seen.
I think he's holding the Beagle 2-2.
Put that down, you damn dirty ape! Come on, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Let's get off.
Harley, no. No yelling at the cat. Why must you do this? Make our way down. Make our way down this way. There's a lot of rocks around here. Speaking of, I need to keep my eye out. Oh wow, really? Not only did he make a Planet of the Apes reference, but they made a little bit more on the point. Wait, what? Damn you all. Maybe it was Earth all along. There's another rock.
Look, there isn't really much for me to work with here. Humorously, I mean, obviously if I was a stonemason, there'd be loads to work with.
Let's see. Bits of an older rover, it looks like. Oh, wait. That might be another rock. Yep. I don't know how many there
It's
are,
one of those
but
situations where you're stuck between a rock and, well, more rocks.
oh, the trail of broken rover. Why is there a bush behind a white picket fence? Middle of an asteroid. It's a shrubbery.
No point leaving without a souvenir.
Ah.
It really does look nice. And not too expensive.
Of course they would have to make a Monty Python reference. Ha! Oh.
Not so
French.
fast, you English mongrels. What do we have here, Pierre? Ah. Ouais, I see. Well, it would appear that you are too late, monsieur.
English. Captain Frank Lee English.
I'd just like to clarify that I'm not actually English. I'm Welsh.
Monsieur English and Monsieur Welsh. It would appear that you have been too late. Mon subordinate Pierre and moi have beaten you and your queen to this rich, fertile, nouveau world.
It's a bit rocky.
Yes.
Little bit rocky, ouais, pretty landscaping required. But soon, the crown you are defecating with your presence will be the location of my vast winery, growing the sweetest French grapes the world has ever tasted.
I wonder
Everyone will
what
eat
message you're
crepes,
saying by having
wear
one of them be a
berets,
gorilla.
carry baguettes, ride bicyclettes, and all the other things we French like to do.
You're insane.
Am I?
Definitely sounds like you're a bit insane.
And how are you going to stop me?
Let's see, by clinging to past glories, by exhausting a list of social stereotypes, by solving a juvenile puzzle, by the power of
By the
Grayskull, obviously.
power of Grayskull, I have the power.
Oh mon dieu, I can't believe you actually said that.
Had to say that. Solving a juvenile puzzle seems a little... Oh, that was an
Honestly, I
achievement.
imagine this standoff will be resolved through the completion of some sort of moderately juvenile, yet entertaining puzzle. How can you be so sure? Well, it's got us this far. I fear you underestimate the extent to which a conceited self-confidence, fueled by national historical achievements, can profit one in such circumstances. Ha! We've been perfecting this same method for centuries. You'll have to do better than that.
I suppose we'll be going by a list of social
We
stereotypes.
intend to ridicule you into submission, exhausting an extensive list of social stereotypes conceived through years of suspicion and ignorance. Then what? Are you going to celebrate with a petit crumpet? Eh? Wash down with a cup of tea? Expose your crooked teeth while you laugh regaling this tale with your unsatisfied wives? Ha! Je can play that game, Monsieur English. Well, we could... Look! A three-headed monkey! Where? Quick,
That's
Sir
simple.
Lieutenant Jones, run! Oh, man! How did I fall for that?
Of course, the monkey's supposed to be kind of a bit of a Chewbacca for this, but
Pardonnez-moi, I'm a sucker for the blue eyes.
What now, boyo?
Well, before we can legitimately lay claim to this new world, we need to remove their flag and hoist ours in its place.
Why?
Didn't they teach you history at school, Sub-Lieutenant Jones? That's just how these things work.
okay. Lure Antoine and Pierre away from the French camp. Okay, so how do we do that? What have I got? Cheddar and a trowel. Okay. Nothing around that way. Okay, that's the rock. Shrubbery won't help us.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
So, any groundbreaking ideas?
Are you still talking about rocks?
No,
Yeah.
I feel we've mined that particular topic for all it's worth.
All
Really?
the puns.
I'd say we've only just scratched the surface.
You're trying, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Very trying. Do you have any ideas how to deal with our continental cousins?
Above my paycheck, boyo. Don't we have anything back in the ship to de-escalate diplomatic dramas?
I can't say I've much experience with triple Ds,
Oh, I've handled a couple.
but we may be able to fashion something on board to distract them. Don't mind me.
So let's get back to the ship. Not sure what we could fashion. I mean, it would have to be something that would appeal to either French or a gorilla. Let's see.
I won't be long, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Amuse yourself until I get back.
I'll try and recollect the last couple of hours.
Let's see. Airlock. Let's see. There's nothing in here. Oh. Betting this is where the frogs come into play. I didn't notice this water cooler before.
If you could bottle it, you'd make a fortune. It doesn't appear to be working.
Question is, how?
No matter how bad things are going, I find it helps to put a positive spin on things. It has a warmth that you simply don't get with digital. Preserved thanks to the tireless efforts of hipsters from all corners of Shoreditch.
Think I need to find some way to hook the bike to this to power it, but I think I have to use the gramophone as a middleman.
It's a pedal-powered vintage gramophone.
I would need something. Let's see, is there anything here? Box. Oh, I wonder if the
I don't
trowel
want to
works.
mess up my spade.
Let's see if there's anything upstairs. Check the cockpit. Oh yeah, one of the power panels for Half-Life. Don't think there's anything I can do here, but it's worth the shot.
Ah, I see Allard's activated the autopilot.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we've...
Okay,
Well-
I think it's the same thing. Yeah,
I think I'll...
It is now safe to.
that's the same. All right then.
See the autopilot's working, unlike Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Let's take a look. Alright, let's see. Treadmill. Nothing here. There. Make sure there's nothing in the kitchen.
That's the radio wave oven. It's the same idea as a conventional microwave oven, except while your meal is cooking, you can listen to the cricket on Radio 5.
Make sure nothing new's in here. Don't think.
Why? It's packed to the rafters. Best leave some space for alternative dairy produce.
Yes, there's a thing for getting another piece of cheese. I don't know how that one works. Oh wait. I know it's in the inconspicuous door. We'll check the bedroom. See, is there anything else in here? Nope. Nothing there. Telescope. He's gonna look at us. Oh, hello. I didn't notice this. Oil all over the place, mud. Nothing I can interact with. Poster. Oh, this is where the trowel comes in. What's in here? I don't think there's a cat. But
Ooh.
Ay, bendito. I make no bones about how grim that was.
metal detector.
Fortunately, the majority of our ship's made from balsa wood and papyrus, so the hull shouldn't interfere with this metal detector. Less intrusive than a cavity search. Well, depending on where they put it, of course.
Okay. How does the metal detector help me? Can't mess with the airplane. Yeah. Go back to the sitting room. Exit the sitting room. Huh. Let's head back downstairs. Maybe there's something there. Yes, making your ship out, your spaceship out of balsa wood
If you
is
want a
probably not
job done
great.
around here, you've got to do it yourself.
This.
Yeah, let's see.
A door tire, biological testing facility, emergency power reset. Gallery exhibition. Outdoor tires, the airlock. Let's check the research facility. I noticed that ladder before. Is there anything I can do with that? Nope. Okay. I think it'll do anything. I need to connect things together. I'm not quite sure how. Keeps wanting to, I guess, camera angle. Nothing on that table I can use. Picture frame.
There's no place like home.
So I don't think I can do anything with this.
That
Oops.
leads out of the laboratory.
So what do I need? Metal detector, I won't distract them, I don't think. Take a look in engineering. I don't think there's anything in here that'll help.
The other toys left aren't nearly as exciting.
There. Power switch.
Let's leave this alone, unless we're required to power up the LEM.
Alright, so there's nothing down here, as I've seen. Let's take a look. The airlock. What else could there be? What am I missing? Let's see. It's just the airlock. Paralyze. Let's see if Alad knows anything. First, we'll check if he's a robot, since we have the metal detector.
That won't be necessary. He was already checked before we boarded. Sub-Lieutenant Jones! Aye, boyo? Do you have any ideas how to deal with our continental cousins? Above my paycheck, boyo. I can't say I've much experience with... but we may be able to...
That's the same
Don't mind
thing.
me.
So what's in here that I can get?
I'll be right back, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. I'm holding my breath.
I feel like I've
No need.
missed
You'll have
something
ample oxygen.
obvious.
This isn't Skyrim. Another half hour and we'll be done.
Huh. Well then. Let's see. Frogs seem like they'd have to be something to do with it because we're playing off of stereotypes. But I'm not sure how I power the power the crane to get them out. Metal detector's gotta be for something, but... check our co-pilot. Well... still just a seat.
Ah, I see. Well, maybe in the 70s that'd be acceptable.
Huh. Okay, that didn't do anything.
I see the autopilot's working, unlike Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Okay, nothing. Nothing this direction, I don't think. Nope. Just the invisible wall. Unless I'm gonna figure out what it is, and I'm gonna feel really stupid. Let's take a look at the map, see if there's anything interesting on there. It's a granny security. Internet terminal. Nothing of note. Kitchen. Let's see. I think the vacuum can help us. I think the computer can't either, but... Nope. Nothing. Let's see, the broken fourth wall. Nothing at the table. Wait a minute. Wire.
Oh, what have we here? Either the upholstery's been woven from tinsel, or we've hit the jackpot.
I remember him saying something earlier about that.
It's an elegant lady's purse, filled with loose change.
That's what we needed for the machine. Huh. I just noticed the goat above the door. Okay. Now that makes sense. Finding change in the couch is one thing. Finding a whole purse full of change.
I can't use these two together.
Oh. No, I accidentally
If you want a
selected
job
that.
done around here, you've got to do it yourself.
Okay. So now we'll go to the crane game. See if we can't collect us some frogs.
While I'm here, I might as well give it a go.
Left stick move claw forward, then left. On the left stick move the claw left. The claw will only move forward, then left. Press the A button to lower the claw.
God, these chaps are slippery customers. I can't get a grip of the little blighter. He's too slippery.
Here's something simple to this that I'm missing.
God, these chaps are slippery customers.
Aw, man. He went right back into it again. I think I've got an idea. I need...
I'm afraid I've nothing
select
useful
the
to
record.
hand.
Sometimes taking items isn't always necessary, but now... let's see... Okay, well that did jack all.
I can't get a grip of the little blighter. He's too slippery.
Maybe I need to do this perfectly. Or maybe there's another record somewhere, but I didn't see anything. that's not doing anything. So there's gotta be something I've missed. Can't open the box. Though there's an achievement centered around it.
These chaps are slippery
Okay.
customers. I can't get a grip of the little blighter. He's too slippery.
What am I missing? This is on. It's gotta be something to do with the record, but I don't know what it is. I've not seen any other records. All I have is cheese in my inventory. Lab equipment.
The box is sealed shut. Why, it would be impossible to determine the fate of any
Oh.
biological life form inside.
While simultaneously locked. Observe Schrodinger's cat both alive and dead. Oh. I didn't have to open the box. So how do I get... frog out of there? Alright, one more time, make sure...
These chaps are slippery customers.
I'm trying to think of what I'm missing. I shouldn't have... No other... I haven't seen any other... There's water dripping out of this. Maybe I need to go after the water bottle. Oh, wait. It said you could bottle it. I can't grab the bottle off the tank. Huh. So maybe the water's got something to do with it.
If you could bottle it, you'd make a fortune. It's a long voyage, so we have to recycle urine into drinking water. Well, more specifically, we recycle urine into Sub-Lieutenant Jones' drinking water.
Huh. Okay, shit. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to look this up. I'm better than this. I don't have to. I shouldn't have to look this up. What am I missing? I need another. Either I need another record or something else. I'm not sure. Haven't seen anything else. Let's see. Haven't used the water for anything, so it's gotta be good for something. Can't go this way. Yeah, I didn't do anything new.
Surely you can't be serious.
That was worth a shot. Let's see. Nothing in the microwave.
I'll just get piping hot tea all over my head. What are your prime directives?
Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything there. I don't want to have to look I don't want to have to look something up. This should be simple. Shouldn't be anything in here. Yeah. Can't observe the bunks, so there's nothing there. Let's see. Nothing around here. Got what was in there.
The porcelain throne. I often come here for moments of contemplative reflection, typically after moments of bothersome digestion.
Okay, that just looks over at the at the player. TV does nothing. Oh, Lord. Really? I'm gonna have to look this up, aren't I? Go with the treadmill once more. There's supposed to be an achievement attached to it, so...
Best stop before I start to lose my gains, brah.
Nothing in the couch. We already found what was there. Ah, man. This is gonna bug the heck out of me. So I'm gonna have to do this. Don't take up way more time than it should. Okay, let's see. Let's get Google up real fast. Let's see. That's what I need. Let's see. I don't need a video walkthrough. I need something. Let's see. Okay. I missed an achievement. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I think some of these are Steam achievements. To walk over to your sons. Okay, shrubbery. Lab, examine the box, yeah. Pick up the record, then examine it. Human training. Oh. Okay. See, this. I was on the right track, but I did
Once more
one thing
onto the
wrong.
breach we go.
Okay. I would never have thought of this, too. And that's just sad. So I was on point that we needed to use the gramophone on the frogs, but I wasn't quite
It has a warmth
on
that you
point.
simply don't get with
I
digital.
missed one little
Especially if you burn the
section of
sleeve
this.
as well.
I need
Preserved
examine you.
thanks to the tireless efforts of
that
hipsters
toxic
from all
dart on
corners of
side A.
Shoreditch.
We want lily pad lullabies. We want the B side. Now.
I doubt combining these
frog
two will
tank.
prove.
Yes, we need it on the B side. So the frogs will fall asleep, and I can then collect them. There's one. There's two. Okay. Lullabies to paralyze. Now we can collect a frog.
Gotcha!
Okay. Now
You know
we'll
the
take
old
it
saying?
in the drawer.
A frog in the hand is worth two in the biological science testing facility.
And now We combine the two most French things
How
we have.
convenient. The cheese sticks to his moist green flesh, thus progressing this ethically questionable puzzle.
So we'll equip. I didn't want that.
If you could bottle it, you'd make a fortune.
Because yes, what most people think, a lot of people think of when they think of the French, cheese and frogs. I don't know why. Well, okay. I thought of it, but I didn't think about the record. Now I feel stupid. It was right there. Okay. Let's go back down and see if we can use our new friend. I would say I did observe that rock, I'm pretty sure. Go say hello to Antoine. Oh, there's Beagle 2 too.
Let's try and salvage something, like a spare wheel nut, or a fragment of dignity.
Huh.
Before its untimely passing, the Beagle 2-2 appears to have discovered a rock. Well, it's not quite Tutankhamun's tomb, but right now I'll take what I can get.
So now we'll use our...
If my moderately racist grandparents have taught me anything, it's that this should work.
Qu'est-ce que c'est l'aesthetically unremarkable block of pale anglais fromage? Mon Dieu, Pierre, remove this banal excuse for cuisine for my presence.
Oh, that's not pretty. He didn't like the fact that it's cheddar. But it's, you know, a solid block. Oh.
Gosh, I had high hopes for that little chap. Oh well, as my mother would say, plenty more frogs in the biological science testing facility.
Well, now.
Maybe I should delegate some of this legwork to Sub-Lieutenant Jones. I'm sure he's as... Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
Let's see,
Do you have some cheese I can borrow?
there's cheese.
That was convenient.
That's second.
Suppose you have a frog handy.
Huh. Okay, then.
That was convenient. Don't mind
Okay.
me.
Let's try the cheese on him.
Yo-ho! I've brought a peace offering. A sample of delicious British dairy produce.
Do not insult my
Got full
palate
holes.
with your bland, insipid, rotten lactose. It pales in comparison to our superior, deliciously aged rotten lactose.
Well, that's diplomacy off the dining table.
Which, I mean, at least it's not American cheese. I'll take cheddar any day. So now we'll combine
How
it.
convenient. The cheese sticks to his moist green flesh, thus progressing this ethically questionable puzzle.
Now we'll try this.
If my moderately racist grandparents have taught me anything, it's that this should work.
What is this sorry excuse for that? Oh, is that Swiss cheese? A slice of Emmental de Savoie with its attached right now. Qui êtes-vous? Une petite entrée as well? Pierre, les condiments, allez! Don't let him get away.
Huzzah!
I hope the little fella's alright.
I wouldn't worry. I'm sure they won't harm him. They're not complete savages, just French.
Move the tricolor and hoist the
That's
Union
first thing
flag.
Ah! It appears to be protected by some kind of high-tech electrical wizardry.
Take the wine bottle.
I can't. I'm teetotal. I say, that's quite the collection of wine.
Emergency stop.
It's out of reach. Surely this is a breach of health and safety.
It's out of range. Let's try the rock.
How's that?
Yep. Oh.
It would appear that only temporarily disabled. It's unlocked. So technically that's like inviting us in. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
I need the rock. I need to pick it
Don't
up.
be fooled by the rocks that I've got. I'm still Francis from, Dorking.
How far away can I? Oh.
How's that? Best hold on to my weighted companion. If I'm unable to find last, as another peek around wouldn't kill anyone. It's not that kind of game.
Okay. Now we'll run for it.
How's that? Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? There seems to be little else down here besides this copious stockpile of fermented grape juice. We're a tad under-resourced. It's a good throwable weight.
Okay.
And looking too.
Wait. Security system.
I can't get any closer to the control panel to shut it off. The static's too thick.
Okay. That was the problem.
How's that? I appear to be
whoops.
caught short. Let's take the opportunity while this is offline to do a spot of rebranding outside.
As soon as I step off,
Don't
it
be fooled
will.
by the rocks that I've got. I'm still Francis from, Dorking. Blast. It would appear that only temporarily disabled it.
Okay, so I don't have... I can't take the
It's
wine.
empty, lacking in substance. I said the same thing about this script.
Well, I mean, entirely wrong. Let's see, it's Alid. Alright. So what am I missing now? Wait a minute. Oh.
May as well embark on some industrial espionage.
I didn't think about this.
How's that?
I don't have an item to get a particular achievement here.
Best hold
I
on
don't
to
know
my
how I
weighted
would
companion.
do it.
If I'm unable to find a solution to our current...
Put the rock inside.
Well, that ought to do the trick.
Oh,
Let's
yep.
take the opportunity while this is offline to do a spot of rebranding outside.
Now.
Victory is ours, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Now I know
Okay.
how Nelson felt at Trafalgar. Prior to being shot, of course. Although, I'm fairly certain I pulled something in my throwing arm earlier, so I can empathize. Quickly, Sub-Lieutenant Jones! We don't have long. Do you have a flag ready for hoisting?
Standard.
Yes. Is it ready to go?
Aye, boyo.
Right. Now make sure it's the right way round. Honestly, the number of people that make that mistake, it's just bad schooling if you ask me.
I hear someone coming. Will I hoist it now, boyo?
Steady, Jones. It isn't official unless we play the national anthem. Fortunately, I have it saved on this anodized aluminium
The
portable.
left and right stick in circular motion. Brahms Lullaby. Dreaming Blue. Wrong spawn in hell.
I think so.
There it is.
I got it. Now. Ha! This land is hereby property of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Scipio. Well, pardon? Oh, excusez-moi. Your queen is welcome to this drug baron infertile rock, Monsieur English.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
We
The
have discovered a land
gorilla's
so
named
abundant
Mayhew.
and fertile that even the grapes are we harvest will be so ripe and succulent that even you British, in spite of your primitive, insipid palate, will acknowledge the superiority of our fine French wine. Au revoir, Monsieur English.
I think we'd better be heading on ourselves, boyo.
I concur, Sir Lieutenant Jones. It was delightful meeting you, chaps, eh? Arrivederci.
Oh. That didn't end well. Turning wine.
Bourgogne Chardonnay, 2015. Good year.
Look, boyo, over there.
Uh-oh. Why do I have a feeling I know who this is?
Why does it always rain in England?
Yep. U.S. Captain English will return. Maybe. Depends on sales. Hashtag capitalism is... Well, that was Her Majesty's Spiffing. The Empire staggers back. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was definitely reminiscent. I wish it was longer. I'd be curious to see if they do anything more with it. It definitely relied a lot on the stereotypes and everything a lot, which often divides people a bit. Just like I said, written and directed by Hideo Kojima. It's not nearly odd enough to be Kojima. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. They, like I said, definitely harken back to some old pleasant days. But, yeah, this was kickstarted. I wouldn't mind kickstarting it if I'd known about it at the time. But, I can't do much of it on my end. Sorry about that, guys. But, yeah, it wasn't terrible. Like I said, it's really short. I mean, there's still a few achievements I missed, mostly interacting with certain things, and trying to, a couple other little, ideas. But, I mean, for easy achievements, it'd be a good way to go. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. Takes us back to the menu. But yeah, I said the stereotypes can definitely divide people. So I mean, you know. They made fun of everybody involved in this one, every nation that we saw. But yeah, that said, it's definitely one where I can understand people not picking it up. But yeah, for easy achievements, I say if I'd been paying attention, I probably could have easily gotten the few that I missed. And as it is, took 2.5 hours. And that's with me screwing up what should have been a simple puzzle. But yeah, and I don't have too many more achievements to miss. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Probably mess with some more of Styx tomorrow. Later on this week, I should have my hands on This Is the Police, which I'll go back and forth between it and a few other games. I'll figure out some stuff. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye.